just not to show up. You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life. No matter what life throws at you. It's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life, prepared for fucking battle. I don't care what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to find your new 100%. A part of being a beast is the hunt. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process. Everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. You are a beast. Let others talk about how good you are, how strong you are, how fast you are, how smart you are, how successful you are. When others are talking about
Alright, yeah, can't complain. Went to a firework display last night over at Marvin's. Fucking brilliant it was, bro. I'm alright, bro. I'm fucking... I'm not gonna lie, I just went to the toilet before and it was fucking horrible. But, yeah, I got some good news yesterday off the doctor. You know, the chest x-ray said, right, they're not concerned about your x-rays, like, to the point where they need you to go back straight away. But in 6 weeks, on the 8th of December, I have to go back, bro. You know what I mean? But I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it is. Yeah, I'm over the moon, bro.
And to act like it, and to have authority and dominion over everything in your life. One of those reasons I got on one of my tapes is life knocked you down to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Your reasons will help you to get up.
I know, bro, like, it's just a bit wordy.
You face no and rejection every day, but if you're hungry enough, the world will make a place for you. You're afraid of effort. We're all being tested. And that road to success is a bumpy ass road. Do you think you have the mindset now?
Yeah.
Beast mode. You don't have time to step back. You got to go forward. You got to push harder. Excuses, get out of my way. That's what this is about. So you got to recognize when it gets tough, you better get tough. Easy does not count. Easy does not work. You can't cheat your way up. You got to push your way up. Not everyone is ready to be at the top. Not everyone is suitable to be at the top. If you're having a mental breakdown, then the body will believe everything that the mind is telling it to do. You got to understand.
Yeah, bro, went to a firework display last night over at Marvin's. You know, the girls had a fucking good night. The kids had a great night. I was playing on Lee's VR. I'm not a gamer, bro. I haven't had a console for over 10 years. And last night I was playing on one for the first time in fucking years. You know, I was playing Gran Turismo. Fucking great game. You get playing it in VR. Morning, Andrew. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a gamer. And I don't own a console. I've never owned an Xbox. I've always, many years ago when my lad was a kid, I remember his first PlayStation. And kind of when the PlayStation come out, I always had the PlayStation rather than the Xbox. I had mates that have had Xboxes that still have Xboxes, but I was always a PlayStation guy. But last night I was playing on Lee's VR, and it's fucking sick, and I need to get me one. You know, he has that thing you put over your head. You know them goggles, man, that you fucking like that. Fucking honestly crazy. I'm looking down and I can see me feet. You know, gear stick, accelerator. You know, he's like, go on, lad. UVR Quest 3, hey, it feels sick and tripping on it. Oh, no way, man. Oh, right. Well, like I said, bro, I'm not a gamer. I don't own a console. Like, I've never owned an Xbox. I've always had PlayStations. But last night, the graphics on Gran Turismo 7 was fucking sick. And like I said, I've not played for ages, and I kept crashing, right? I was in a Subaru Impreza, yeah? And I kept fucking going off the course, man. I'm fucking, honestly, terrible driving. But I enjoyed the company last night. The food was bang on. Shout out to Kira for making that food last night. You know, I had a really good time last night, and so did me family. Me missus is going out with Marvin's missus the weekend to go to bingo. You know, so it's a win situation. You know, it was a fucking very good night. You know, great firework display. You should get a second-hand one. Well, bro, that's what I'm doing. What I'll do is, it's like, I'll get a cheap one in the new year. You know what I mean? And because I know Finn plays games, he's a gamer, and he plays that golf game, and I like golf. But it's fucking brilliant for you.
It's a terrible thing to waste. And if the mind ain't right, then the body won't be right. You have to understand that you have to have a connection. The connection of righteousness. The connection of fighting. The connection of faithfulness. And you, and your abilities, and your strength, and your honor, and your integrity. Everything that you do on this moment counts in this place. You can't wait for someone else to push you through it. You got to push yourself. You are born, and you are born to live and fight. So on this day, and for the rest of your life, if you're working, work a little bit harder. You can't do easy. There is no easy in success. There is no easy in pushing that.
Yeah, we went.
There is no easy in running that extra mile. If it's easy, why are you doing it?
Well, like I said, it's like, at the minute I can't afford to just go out and buy a PlayStation. So in the new year, I'll get a second-hand one. You know, like I said, I'm not a gamer. Now, my son is, and loads of lads on here that I chat are gamers. Like, I don't have a PlayStation, but last night I played Gran Turismo for the first time in years, except for in VR. And I kept crashing, you know. I'm looking around, and it's like, take this into consideration. I'm not a nerd, right? And it's like last night when he put it on me, I was like, you know, the goggles, that headset, the VR headset, right? And I'm looking, and I'm in the car, and it's fucking sick. I was like, wow, technology has come so far since the last time I had a console. The last console I had was a PS4. And you can play nearly any game on there. You can fucking buy any game out, but like, it's next level, that VR. Like, I was like, no, this is fucking too real, this, man. I'm looking down, I can see me hand on the gear stick. I can see the accelerator, I'm looking to me right, I can see my man in the car. I'm trying to wave at him, but I'm not getting nothing back. Well, listen, bro, you can, as I said, I'm not a gamer, so what I do is I probably get a second-hand setup. You know, I can't afford to go out and buy them all bleeding new. You know, Christmas is around the corner, like I said. I'll get one in the new year, but Like I said, I'm going over to Lee's the weekend. The girls are going out, so me and Lee are being stung to watch the kids. Nah, I had a good night with Marvin last night, you know what I mean? I love that guy, I do, I swear down, he's so noble and humble, you know, and I like being around him. But last night, honestly, the firework display, like, they must have setting off over 10 grand's worth of fireworks. Yeah, bro, how you feeling? Good morning. Me, just fucking see, you can play a lot on PlayStation 4s, but Finn, last night, Marvin, he's got his PS5 and he's got his VR headset connected to it, right? So Finn, I've only ever had a quick go of it. I've had a quick go of it, right? And then about a year ago, I had another go at Dylan's. Here, I made the suicide vest. Look, a suicide vest. Look here. So look. Now listen, do not try this at home. Okay, so this is what you call a suicide vest. That's your cable ties. That's your detonator. So look here, okay, we're all going to paradise, bollocks to it. We're on the one road, taking a one road. So basically, you have your suicide vest. Some people don't have a sense of humour, but I can't help that. It's called the suicide vest. You get it, forget it, no you don't get it. Oh, it's a suicide vest, right? I'm a Jew haddy. Look here. Do not try this at home. I have a detonator here, mate, and I'm fucking locked and loaded, look. Yeah, all I need to do is to connect the right. Nah, listen, and I'll tell you, I'm only joking. I like a joke, you know. Like, because my name's Jude, I named it the suicide vest. You know, like, some people have no sense of humour, you know. Let me put it over there. But Finn last night went off with a bang, it was deadly. I'll show you one of the videos, bro. This is insane, man. Like, I mean, volleys are fucking, they must have spent thousands on this fucking firework display last night, man. Watch this, right?
Right, them on. Light up the sky, you fucker! Ah, hit me, daddy! Boom! Thousand! Baseball! Douche! Baseball!
Sick, isn't it? Andrew, I think. Finn, Finn, look at the size of that
Okay,
phone,
guys,
look.
look at that little phone. Right, look at it compared to a size of Rizla packs, look. Half the size,
That'd go
look.
up your arsenal, that's
Look at it.
in jail, that's the jail phone.
Right.
Finn, Lee has a replica. You know that movie Conan the Barbarian?
15-second one, right? So this is like a replica of Conan the Barbarian.
Finn, I lifted
And
it up on the weight of it.
that looks like fucking shoulders. It looks like armor and a head, a hood, and yeah.
Excalibur. But Finn, the volleys of shots, man, fucking deadly. But No, listen, I had a really good night. The kids had a good night, you know. 1 second, hang on. Finn, you can see the fire over the roof, right? Look over the roof. That's how big the bomb is, right? Fucking mad. Like, you know what I mean? They must have spent thousands on them fireworks because it was a proper firework display done by proper pyrotechnicians, you know, who know what they're doing. It's like last night, like there's loads of kids that are reckless. I was one of the kids many years ago where we used to get 10 shots and start firing them at each other. What we do is we'd pull our hoods up, you know, it's like fucking, and we'd be firing them at, you know, repeaters. Fucking stupidity it is, but you cannot mess around with fireworks, especially like big ones, you know, like them big fuck off Roman candles. Like, I know a lad, yeah, he blew his finger clean off, honestly. A Roman candle went off in his hand. He went to throw it and it went off, man, and it blew his finger off. His finger was flapping around, like, you know. I've another mate years ago, he put a firework in someone's letterbox and the house went on fire. And somebody ended up dying in the house. And it's stupidity at its highest levels. When I was a kid up in the old ends I'm from, at Halloween, we don't celebrate the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes in Ireland. And every Halloween, like, there used to be a massive bonfire, everybody be letting their fireworks off. But last night, the dogs, you know, when, so you know dogs, right? You don't like the fireworks, you know, you do like them. Here, does this hack out this jumper? What do you reckon, no? But, nah, listen, like I said last night, I had a fantastic night. It's like Lee and myself. Finn, that VR is sick. And thanks for your invitation, by the way. You know, I'll have to get a suit. I want to see your fucking suit first, bro. Because I'll have to get something very similar to it. Do you understand? Maybe a 3-piece, you know. Pants, waistcoat, pants, shirt, waistcoat, jacket, watch. You know, proper Peaky Blinder style, you know. Proper like that, look. But yeah, like I said last night, I don't do bonfires, but I was invited to Leah's lad's birthday, morning Ron, and I could not go. You know, I had to go, like I said, you know. So I went and got the lad a balloon, and you know, I mean, he already had about 15 balloons when I got there, you know. But like I said, shout out to his Mrs. Care for the hospitality last night. Finn, when I went in, she said, right, I've made purposely I've made you a stew, because Kira's dad is from Dublin, right? Same age as me, and I speak like him. Obviously, if he's from Dublin, right? So last night, we went over and Kira made a big fuck off spread of food, bro, you know what I mean? A big pan of stew. I'm here for the stew. And the cake was fantastic. The cake was magnificent. In fact, when I come back last night, I had to stop myself. You know, I woke up sleepwalking this morning. Well, I wouldn't say so. Honestly, I had a horrible night last night. But yeah, it's like a nice bit of birthday cake, you know, good company, good food, you know. And now the weekend, the girls are going to bingo. So yeah, last night was a result, you know. But I haven't played the fucking PlayStation in years, man. The PS5s, the graphics on them are sick. Now, my lad has one. You know, it's just like I don't. I'm not a gamer, but in the new year, I'm going to get myself a setup.
If it's easy, how are you growing? If it's easy, how are you going to be your best? Suffer now and get the rewards later. Don't ask for it. Take it. It's yours. Go get it. If you believe in the possibilities, then make it work for you. Now you got to also understand this. It ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. There's always more to give. You got...
Mel, here. Do you want to see birthday? Listen. Don't tell Lisa, but I have another board, right? I want to show you, right? Watch, right? Don't tell Lisa yet. I'm going to show you my other board, look. Look. That's Bertie. Hey, girl. Are you okay? Are you a bit shy today? Do you not want to talk? Okay, then go on. Listen, you'll always be my little soldier, right? Don't worry about it. Yeah, my little soldier. What are you fucking looking at? Rocking the old Fendi, what? Things could be a lot bad, man. I'll tell you what. I like cats, right? I like cats. But I made a suicide vest. Look at it. Detonator. Cable ties say no. Look here. All I need is, listen, that's a detonator, yeah? So all I need is, right, a timer, a trip switch, a power supply housing unit, some plastic explosive, and I have a detonator to send it to paradise. And I called it the suicide vest. Could you call that? Look, the suicide vest. Some people are very sensitive. You know, I think it's a fucking banging idea. The suicide vest. I'm a suicider. You know. Hey, I tried I tried to be a suicider, but now yeah. With the suicide vest. I'm a Jew haddy. A Jew, yeah, forget it. Like I said, see me, I like to laugh, you know, I like to laugh.
You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to hurt. You got to be willing to yell out. Whatever it takes, keep pushing forward. Don't you give up on your life. Don't you give up on those reps. Don't you give up on giving it what it takes to get the most of yourself. Some of you right now may be wondering, why is this guy yelling? I'm not yelling. I'm making noise. I'm making...
Nah, listen, you have to have a sense of humour, you know what I mean? So I'm going to share something with you all, right? So, 3 days ago I rang the doctors. I said, hello, doctor. Well, sorry, I said, hello, secretary. Hello, Lisa. I said, listen, I went for 2 chest x-rays. I'm wondering if my results are back. She said, yeah, Jude, they're back. So I spoke to another girl and she said to me, yeah, Jude, your results are back, but it's saying they want you to go for a fucking repeat x-ray. So I was shitting myself, right? So yesterday before I went to Marvin's, I'm waiting for the doctor to ring me back, and he rings me back. He goes, hello, can I speak to Mr. Jude? I said, this is Mr. Jude speaking. I was like, doc, hit me with it, you know. But bro, listen, I need good news. You know, I haven't got I haven't got lung cancer, have I? He said, no. He said, you have a shadow on your lung. He said, listen, the consultant isn't concerned about your lung. And in 6 weeks, he just wants you to go for a repeat x-ray. I said, so there's nothing on me lung. He said, Jude, you had a bad chest infection. I was like, so you're telling me I've had a bad chest infection and my COPD has just disappeared? He says, that's what I'm telling you. I was like, hang on a minute. No, it doesn't work that way. No, brother, I don't play any games. I think Finn does, Bobby. But yeah, so fucking, yeah, it's like you give me some hope yesterday, so, you know, it's over the moon. I give it to your sister.
Who you are, where you come from. When your time comes, you must recognize that you got to be better. You got to be tougher. You got to be
Hello,
stronger.
Mr. Machiavelli. So I said, so doctor, you're telling me that it's good news? And he said, yeah. He said, I wouldn't be concerned. I was like, it's not your fucking lung. Well, I didn't swear at him. He's a doctor, do you understand? You have to speak to these people you know, with respect. So I got some fucking fantastic news yesterday. You know, the results of me x-rays weren't as bad as I thought. Listen, yous all heard me choking a couple of weeks ago and barking. You know, I thought that was it. I was fucked. But he's give me a bit of good news, so I'm over the moon. It's an early Christmas present. You've not bought this book, guys. Here, fucking go buy it, man.
Hold you back because you have it. It's all in you. Possess it, love it, live it, give it all you got. And from the bottom of my heart, be productive, stay strong in it, no excuses, and conduct your business.
When we change the ingredients in our products, I need to keep team members on the same page. Using
when that alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning, your mind says no.
You know, so last night I didn't sleep well. You know, but I tell you what, I went to a great bonfire Sorry, I didn't go to a bonfire. I went to a firework display last night. And I'm not joking, you must have spent over £10,000 on the fireworks last night. Do you understand? Like, that's, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of the youths off the estate that have grown up, that have seen the other lads do it and grow up and what have you. And it's like, the fireworks that were let off last night were brilliant, you know. And then I had a big pan of stew. You know, I had a great night with Lee last night. I was over with Marvin last night. Sorry, you can hate me calling him Lee. I was over with Marvin last night. And like I said, in Ireland we don't celebrate bonfire night, but in England they do. And I'm telling you now, you want to hear the amount of fireworks going off last night. But I was on the village, me. Yeah, it's like... And it was a good fucking firework display, you know. Like, I'm just, like I said, sometimes you hear on the news that kids are mishandling fireworks. Like, these firework displays are done by pyrotechnicians. geezers that bit about explosions and stuff like that, yeah, and you don't play with fireworks like them, because like I said, if one of them goes off and you have it in your hand or it's beside you, it'll take a bit of you. Do you understand? It'll take your hand clean off, you know, clean off. Like when we were kids, I remember there was a woman up where I used to live called Biddy Hendricks, Jeff Hendricks' ma, and she used to sell fireworks allegedly. And little mini rockets and all, and little bangers and what have you, them Tiger ones, listen, they're little man fucking fireworks. Like last night they were big man fireworks, do you understand? I thought it was New Year's Eve, the way the fucking fireworks were going, mate, honestly. Right, second half of me live. Good morning, everybody. It's the night after bonfire night. The smell of smoke in the air last night. You know, I love the smell of smoke. You know, like, it reminds me of years ago, back in Cherry Orchard, Ballyfermot on Halloween night. Every year, be a stolen car up on my old housing estate, and that's how we celebrated Halloween, by watching stolen cars come up and down the avenue and build a big bonfire and sit around with a flagon of cider or a naggin of vodka. I didn't like vodka. I wasn't a big fan of cider either. You know, give me a second. But so that's what we used to do. We used to sit at a bonfire, you know what I mean? Like with all the lads, like we'd go down the red wall and we'd sit with the lads, you know what I mean, who Paul Williams writes about all the time. You know, that guy's a cunt. You know, I don't like him. Hang on, let me find this. Bro, it's like, you know, when we were kids, right? So at the bonfire, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a big drinker, yeah. I'd sooner smoke, I'd sooner smoke. But what we used to do was we'd sit around the bonfire and waiting for a rob car to come up, and one of the lads would always deliver, you know. It's like, and we all used to just try outdo each other, you know. Me new trainers are coming tomorrow. I'll show you. Emporio Armani. Wait, you see these trainers, the black ones, they're lovely, dear. I'll show you tomorrow. Shout out to this guy for the hospitality last night. Thank you. For the food last night. Thank you. For the company last night. Thank you. And for inviting me to your son's birthday. Thank you. It's one thing, listen, to be invited here, there, and what have you, but to be invited to a person's son's birthday, like I said, you know what I mean, me and Lee are friends, we've become good friends. You know, I noticed Lee at 3D Fight Club, you know, and I was like, here, I like that guy. I'm gonna shake that guy's hand one day and tell him, here, fair play to you, even though ditches and living in London is a knob. It's like you don't want to see anybody getting fucking rabbit punched. You know, here, there's no glory in punching a man from behind when he can't see it. And Lee stood up and seen it. And here, listen, and I'll tell you here, it's not happening, mate. You know, it's not fucking happening. You know, and Lee stood up, like Ben Hatcher went like that. He fucking clapped at him, didn't he? And fucking then it's like, when living in London and had his back turned, one of them snuck and punched. I don't like a sucker punch, yeah. I don't like that. There's no glory in that. And Lee stood up and he went over and he said, you here, this isn't happening, you know what I mean? The geezers come with one fella. The geezers out there in the car that's come with him. Or a couple of geezers, you know what I mean? And Lee stood up. Dean Lynchward was there, Dougie Joyce was there, and Lee said, nah, here, that's fucking out of order, that, you know what I mean? That's fuckery. You know, you don't allow fuckery. That's a violation. That's a liberty, man. It ain't happening, bro. No way. You know, so that's how I seen Lee, and now, 3 years later, we're good friends. You know, and last night he invited me over for the little fella's birthday, so I was over the moon. You know, me chick and his chick got on like that, and it's like, I don't believe in coincidence. You know, yous can fuck off. I know there's 2 years out there that can hear you, magpie. Fuck. Go on, shout out to Superstition, or I'll get me rifle and shoot you. You Bowsy. Nah, but listen, like I said, bonfires trigger me and shit. So last night, the great firework display, you know, it was brilliant.
The finest army in the East. Detectives, he's a warrior, as they say. The best of all the Trojans. An insult to me is an insult to you. And an insult to me is an insult to all the Greeks. One last thing. Some say he's better than all the Greeks, too. We need Achilles and his myrmidons. This will be the greatest war the world has ever seen. We need the greatest warrior.
Are the stories about you true? I knew they would come for you. I want you to fight in Troy.
This war will never be forgotten. We'll not fight him, nor will the heroes who fight him. Think how many songs they'll sing in your honor. I'm not asking you to fight for him who were born for this war. I'm asking you to fight for Greece.
If you go to Troy, glory will be yours. They will write stories about your victories for thousands of years. The world will remember you and hate you.
We don't be controlled. We don't need to control him. We need to unleash him. Achilles! Look at the men's faces. That man was born to end life. You can end this war with a swing of your sword. The man wants to die. Achilles is the past. How many battles have we won off the edge of his sword? You need him, my king. Is there no one else? Who are you, son? Is there no one else? Achilles. I remember the name.
Shout out to me dead mates waiting for me.
I see their faces. All the men I've killed. They're standing there on the far bank of the river Styx,
40 to go. I'll try to help you with
waiting
that.
for me. They say, welcome, brother. We men are wretched things.
When does it end?
Never ends.
It never ends.
You'll kill more men if I don't kill you.
Many.
Many.
I've known men like you my whole life.
No, you fucking haven't. City Denard.
You think you're so different from 1,000 others?
Yeah.
Why did you come here?
What do you want here in Troy?
What would all men want?
You came here because you want your name to last through the ages.
Just wanted more.
Soldiers understand nothing but war.
You speak of war as if it's a game.
Peace confuses them.
But how many wives wait at Troy's gates for husbands they'll never see again?
How many cousins?
Guys, if you haven't subbed to Finn's channel, right, and you have a backup channel, he's 40 subs away from 800. So if you're watching this now, this afternoon, this evening, tonight, fuck you in your face. Nah, listen, no joke thing, right? Seriously, right? This ain't no boat race. It's more like a marathon. Do you understand? And it has to be done. So shout out to Finn. He's 40 subs away from 800. If you're not sub to him and you've got a backup channel, can you sub to him? Let me know you've subbed to him, and I'll get people in my chat to sub to your channel. How does that sound? In fact, how about this, yeah? You share and sub Finn's channel, and I'll share your channel. How about that?
Have you killed? How many sons and fathers and brothers and husbands? How many?
I'd love to see Finn get to 1,000 before
No
Christmas.
argument with your brothers, but if you don't release her, you'll never see home again.
Listen, I did an experiment. 28 days, and I said in 28 days, I let the lads fly the nest. And it's like, in them 28 days, Finn got over 400 subs. So, Finn, what I'll start doing is, I'll start putting your name in the description and all my videos again. And we'll try get you to that, like, because you deserve it, bro, you do.
Achilles. Silence.
By a slave girl.
Your private battle with Achilles is destroying us.
Your name is written in sand for the waves to wash away. History remembers kings, not soldiers. Achilles is one man.
Lead you back.
Shout out to me good luck. What are you hiding under there for? I can see a big pecker. I mean your beak. Sorry.
They're ready to swim home.
You afraid?
Everyone dies. Miss Patrons, I killed a boy today. You wore your armor. So we're going to sail home today. I don't think anyone's sailing home now. That boys just saved this war for us.
Hector's my cousin. He's a good man.
Hector!
Don't fight him.
Come out.
I've seen this moment in
You bears.
Please don't fight him.
Where are you?
Totally carry
I'll make a pact with you.
There are no pacts between lions and men. You won't have eyes tonight. You won't have ears or a tongue. You will wander the underworld blind, deaf, and dumb, and all the dead will know. This is Hector, the fool who thought he killed Achilles. I'll tell you a secret. Something they don't teach you in your temple. The gods envy us.
God's envious.
They envy us because
We're mortal.
Because any
Any
moment,
moment, maybe I'll ask.
everything's more beautiful.
Everything's more beautiful.
Because we're doomed.
Because we're doing it.
You will never be lovelier than you are now. We will never be here again.
Why did you choose this life?
I chose nothing.
To be a great warrior.
I chose nothing. I was born, and this is what I am.
Mohammedans, look at these men. They are the fiercest soldiers in all of Greece. Each of them has bled for me. My brothers of the sword.
Rouse the men who have taken them home. Aren't you coming with us?
I'd rather fight beside you than any army of thousands.
I have my own battle to fight.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions. You know what's there? Waiting. Beyond that beach. Fighting for you has been my life's honor, my lord. Immortality. Take it. It's yours. Men are halted by the vastness of eternity. And so we ask ourselves, will our actions echo across the centuries? Will strangers hear?
So again, last night, I'd like to shout out to Lee Marvin Hitchman. And I'd like to shout out to Kira for the hospitality, the food, the birthday cake. Oh, well, that's good, Finn. No way. Can't get myself there. The X showed up. No way. No. Well, Finn, that's all you can do. Like, I'm 51, and one thing I've learned is it's like we've got two choices. The first choice is to live for our kids. You know, my son pulled me up about a year ago, I said, you know I'd die for you, son. He said, I don't want you to die for me, Dad. I want you to live for me. You know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That, like, if that never happened to you, I was like, well, listen, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna die. And my lad's like, Dad, don't say that. And I'm like, listen, everyone's gonna die. You know, your ma, your dad, your granny, like, were the three most important people in my life once upon a time. My gran raised me from 4 basically to 8 in Bluebell Flats, which we stayed for 6 years, and then we moved to Ballyfermot. You know, my family, Jay Dunn's family, Jason Glynn's family, Wally O'Sullivan's family, Kenneth O'Driscoll's family, Mark Doyle's family, a few of us, like, you know, we all moved up from the flats. Well, Finn, it's like life is therapy, you know, and it's not a country club, it's forever, bro. And when I first heard you speaking about addiction and about, let's say, triggers, you know, like relapsing and fucking shit like that. And when I heard you talking about smoking crack and all, I was like, do you know what, this kid, man, either he's a lying bastard and he's just saying this because he knows how passionate I am about this, I'm wasting my time, or he's the fucking real deal. And I knew it was the latter. You know, I said to Pablo, you know what, Pablo, you see, Finn, he's a young lad, and he's got a good fucking channel, a good story, and he's a good person, so I'm gonna back him. I need you to help me. And guys, if you're not subbed to Finn's channel, can you do it? He's 40 subs away from 800. He's 240 away from 1,000. Now, if you've got a backup channel, you might not think that matters, but I'd appreciate it if you could sub to Finn's channel. Not just Finn's channel, Ron's channel, Mr. Machiavelli's channel, right? Mr. Jerry the Jinx's channel. It's like Mr. Alta's channel. Sure, Lena's channel as well, and there's Scott, Straight Jacket's channel. Hey Scott, I didn't see it in there, big man. But look, it's like, I believe I'm a big fan of family, right? And since I left Dublin, I've not had any mates like me mates at home. It's not the same when you move to England. Like, my mates back home, it's not the same over here. And I've got 3 friends, right, that I've met because of YouTube, right? First of all, Pablo, yeah, Finn, and Lee Marvin. And it's like you meet people in your life for reasons. I don't believe in coincidence anymore. Not after last night. And everything is crazy. Me and Lee are the same age. Our girls are the same age. And there's so many fucking things there that it's weird, it's super mad. I don't believe in coincidence because I've seen beyond what I should see. So I don't believe in coincidence. I know things happen for a reason. Not personally, but I know of them. Like, cause when I moved to Ballyfermot with a family called the Dunns, there's 2 different families. So there was Jason Dunn, Patrick Dunn, Mandy Dunn, Sharon Dunn, Georgie Dunn, and Bridie. Now they're not related to Harry Dunn, Jen Dunn, Rachel Dunn. You know, there's loads. So this family up in Ballyfermot is related to the ones in town. And I grew up with a lot of tough fucking families, you know, with loads of kids and stuff like. And every Halloween night there was a stolen car. Like last night, Guys, come here, can I just ask you to do me a favour? Finn, hey, good morning, Andrew. Guys, and give Andrew a sub as well. So if you're watching this now, this evening, tonight, tomorrow, during the week, and you're not sub to Finn's channel, could you do it, guys? He's 40 away from 800, and that'll leave him with 200 subs. Now, I'll do him this afternoon, Finn. I'll add your name. I'll put your channel in my description, and we'll do what we did the first time, right? You know, because I wanted to help a few people, Finn included, because I believe Finn can help people on here because of his brutal honesty and his courage and his bravery. You know, and shout out to Andrew yesterday for sharing that with the group. I didn't know Andrew had schizophrenia, you know, so yesterday, shout out to you for that, bro. You know, I love that shit. I like people being, like, brutally honest. Mental health, like I said, I've had a couple of hospitalizations in my lifetime, okay? And I've had 93 separate evaluations in my lifetime. 93 evaluations, so, and I've had 2 suicide attempts, you know, and it's one thing, like I said, a lot of people don't realise we have mental health issues, okay? Now, a lot of people that have mental health issues contemplate suicide, right? And it doesn't go away, okay? Yeah, it doesn't go. And what I didn't realise was, it's like, I didn't leave a note because I didn't want to worry them, just in case I failed. And the first time I was swinging from the rafters with a belt and it snapped, I kept it a secret from my family. Do you understand? And then I lay on a railway line and only for a hug that pillow. You know, but I believe God, he didn't want me to quit. And I'm not a quitter. It's like, and it ran over me, and all me back got burnt with oil, me hands, me fucking head, me neck. I didn't contemplate oil. And a lot of people don't understand this. If you survive suicide and piss on the devil, every day is extra. Because according to statistics, every 1 out of every 10 who tries to kill themselves by laying on a railway line, nine succeed. You're getting, listen to me, I wanted it to be over, and I didn't want to leave nothing to chance this time. But what I didn't anticipate was getting burnt with loads of oil, and I was trying not to flinch, do you understand? This was over my face by that. I'm like that. On my mother's grave, you know, and it's like God didn't want me, you know. Now, if you go look at statistics on people who lay on railway lines and what the outcome is, you know, so that's why I know, and it's like I made a few deals with God in my life, and it's like last year, at the very beginning of the year, I seen something that I wasn't supposed to see, that I can't unsee, and I know what I did see. And I believe, like I said, every day after suicide survival is extra. So I made another deal with God, and I said, listen, I'll help a few people on YouTube. I won't charge people. You know, I'm doing this for subs, not for money. I'm doing it for the people. You know, it's like, I got my channel monetized last year, and I crashed it purposely to show you. Here, watch, listen, this is how you make money, right? And this is how you crash your channel. This is our principle and our pride. My face I'll never hide. 𝕒𝕚𝕚𝕟𝕚𝕟𝕚 and I'm done. 𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕟𝕚𝕚 for coming in. Chucky la, 𝕒𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕚𝕟, oglan and shout out to me that. You know, my father wanted me to be a fairy and work in an office, right? And I upset him because I said, you can stick your office job up your arsenal. You can stick your DJ job right up your arsenal. You know, I can make more in a night than you can make in a month. And I upset my father when I said that to him. You know, how fucking disrespectful is that? But I wanted to spite him because he beat the shit out of me as a kid. So why would I want to do anything he wants me to do, you know? But my relationship changed with my father when I become a father, you know. But I got 20 years out of him because of the heart transplant, so I'm grateful for that. You know, but even after he's gone, I'm still trying to make him proud, you know, because I know he wanted me to do this, but I was an arrogant little wanker when I was younger, and I had an ego and a reputation, allegedly. And I was a fucking dickhead. I was a follower. I was also a drug addict, you know, like some of my friends, you know, and I was a waster. You know, it's like, and that's what I did. I fucked up. It's like, you see, it takes a man to admit when he's in the wrong, but you can admit, you can lie to other people, but you can't lie to yourself. You know, but when it comes to suicide awareness and prevention and ideology, it's like 1 in 8. Okay, so let's say let's say I succeeded when I tried to end my life, right? So then my kids are put in a category. Out of every 8 parents who take their life, one of their children will go on to end their life. 1 in 8. Okay, according to the World Mental Health Federation and Organization, out of every 8 people on the planet who take their life, their children will go on to take their life. 1 in 8. That's fucking shocking. Think about that. 1 in 8 people. You know, but right, I've like 10 minutes and I'm away. I'm gonna stick something on for the missus, but like I said, it's like, so it's like I even though I had children, it's like, how do you turn around to your family and say, here, I want to kill myself, without people thinking I'm looking for attention? And I didn't want that. You know, I was afraid to talk to them. I couldn't tell me kids what's going through my head. You know what I mean? Because it's upset them and worried them. Like, what do you do when you go to sleep and dead people come to you on fire? You know, your dead brother and sister screaming at you in your dreams, telling you that you failed them, and you know they're dead because of you, and you couldn't open the door and you lit the match. And then me dad had come to me in my dreams. Me mother has been coming to me in my dreams, and all fairness, she come to me 2 nights ago. Not last night, the night before. And I met her. I was in Greg's getting a sausage roll on the donut. And it's like, I look behind me. Because I turned it off. But listen to me. I'm going to talk to you on Instagram about it. I turned it off. But, yeah, man. It's like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how I'm still here. You know, like I said, your mind's a very powerful tool. You know, and your body gives up before your mind does. You know, I didn't look after myself when I was growing up, you know. And because of that, but in all fairness, I got some good news yesterday off the doctor. You know, it was like a Christmas present, because I see my son boxing and kickboxing, and you'll see it. You know, when my son joins boxing, once he learns how to use his hands, I'll teach him how to kick. You know, pads. It's like in a gym full of gypsies. And he's getting thrown in the ring when he's about 5. You know, head guard on him, fighting little snotty-nosed gypsy bastard kids. Getting punched in the face, you know what I mean? You're getting a new blow-up doll. Listen, and bro, I fucking seen an article the other day. This geezer that I used to work for, right? And he had this device, and it was a sexy timed swing, right? Now, I don't know whether you've ever heard of a sexy timed swing. And basically, it's a swing, but you're here. You have the other part strapped around you, like the suicide vest. Look, I have a suicide vest right now. This is what you call the suicide vest. So, yeah, we put it on like that. We take this here. We wrap it around one's waist. This way. And then, what we do is, we have the PE in here. So all you need is the timer, the detonator, timer. No, you need a housing unit, a power supply, a timer, a trip switch, a detonator. Which look at here. The dual side vest, I have cable ties, rear ones, and I have a detonator here. But anyway, here, we're not going to paradise yet. Forget that. Hey, I'm a Jew haddy. But, right before I go. No, listen, Finn, you know I have a fucking sense of humour. You know what I mean? The suicide vest. You couldn't write it. You know, I'm a Jew haddy. You know, I'm an anarchist. Morning, brother. Pablo, I had a great night last night with Marvin. And you know, Lisa and the girls, she met Kira for the first time last night, and they're going out the weekend to bingo. So it was a result last night. Pablo, I don't know whether you've got a console, but you know that VR, the virtual reality. Oh my God, Lee has a PS5, yeah, and he has them, you know, the virtual reality thing that goes over your head. And I was playing Gran Turismo, yeah. I'm looking down and I can see me 𝕒𝕗𝕟𝕚𝕚𝕗. I could see me gear, I could see me knob, or the gear stick. Yeah. Subaru and Impreza. I was like, Lee, I only found out that brake was the other one, R2. You know, and I'm like, hang on a minute. He only told me fucking, maybe I wasn't listening, but it was brilliant. Pablo, the firework display last night was magnificent. You know, it was majestic. You know, and it's like, we were out in the back garden. You know, I'm going over this weekend. They're going to chill with Lee. The girls are going to bingo. Yeah. You know, and things are good. Like I said last night, I was invited to Lee's lad's birthday, you know. And bro, I was privileged to go. Well, Pablo, that's the idea. And like I said, he got on like a house on fire, you know. Same age as well. You know, and I'm over the moon. It's like, you know, because it's like it's like all our school friends are on the other side of the city. But like I said last night, I had a really good time. Our host, she made a big pan of stew purposely because I was coming. Because Kira's dad's from Dublin, Pablo, right? He's from Balliol. Or Clondalk, up them ways, like, you know. So she said I always remind of her dad, you know. But makes me feel well old. But no, it was a great night, great company, great host, great food. You know, fucking brilliant. So they're going to the bingo on Saturday, you know. So, like I said, she needs a friend over here, and like, I was talking to Kira outside, and she's like, Jude, you know, be a good friend to Lisa. And I'm like, fuck off, Pablo. And guys, if you're not sub to Pablo's channel, can you do it? Nah, Pablo, listen to me. It was a really good night, you know, and it's like I got to go over and have a few hours over there with the kids. Lily loved it. Thomas at first, he was a bit, and when he seen a little dog, Ribbons, the name of the dog is, she was up on fucking paws like that, look, sticking her tongue out at me, you know, looking at me like she was about to do something. I was like, yeah, not today, mate. But guys, listen, I'm going to go, but I've a big favour to ask you all. If you're watching this now, this afternoon, this evening, tonight, tomorrow, next week, all subs count, right? And if you're not sub to Pablo's channel, could you go do it? If you're not sub to Finn's channel and Ron's channel and Andrew's channel and Scott all the way in Australia's channel, could you go do that? And Mr. Machiavelli, you can put on that list. Hang on, I know I'm missing somebody. You know, Mr. Ron too. But like I said, Pablo as well, before I go, yeah. Yesterday I got some good news off the doctor. The consultant looked at me x-rays. He sent his opinion to me GP. My GP rang me and said to me, Jude, you have a little bit of a cloud over your lung. Now, I'm not major concerned about it, boys. He would have asked you to go in for an x-ray this week. So, in 6 weeks, I want you to go for another set of x-rays. It's like I said, so I haven't got cancer or anything like that. He said, not that I can, not that, you know what I mean? You don't need to worry, Jude. I was like, but what about me COPD? He said, well, Jude, for some reason, it's like you had a bad chest infection. I was like, hang on. COPD doesn't just disappear, Pablo. It's not there. But I was diagnosed with it 2 years ago. How does it disappear, Pablo? Tell me, because I'm confused. But anyway, listen, I'm going to have to go, okay? I'd like to thank you all for coming in. I'd like to thank that man there last night for his hospitality. I'd like to thank his missus for the food. I'm away and I'm not being rude. I am not the guy. My name is Stu. But here, listen. Shout out to Marvin Hitchman for last night. I really enjoyed it. The kids had a brilliant time. Mega. It was fucking mega, bro. Mega, mate. You know, like I said, I've said this many times. When you move from Ireland to England, your mates don't come with you. And it's very hard to get a mate. Like I'll always say this, right? See Pablo comes close to one of my best friends, right, that died years ago, Bert. Fucking reckless, mad bastard, like, you know what I mean? It's like, but had a heart of gold. You know, he had a few mental health issues. Like Pablo's his hair's like the Doc out Back to the Future, man. I want his hair. You know, it's fucking, I love the silver, that colour. But anyway, listen. Yeah, but Pablo, you know, I worry fucking, you know, I have little Tom, you understand? It's like, but before I went to bonfire, the doctor rang me and told me, he said, look, don't be worrying. So I was like, because, you know, I have kids, like you know, I still have things to do, you know. But I got the best news I could get, you know. Right, guys, I'm going to have to end the live. Finn is 240 away from 1,000. I'm sure Pablo is nearly on 800, or is on 800, or fucking 700. But if you're not sub to the guys, lads, can you go do it? You might not think one sub matters, but it does. And if you tell me that you've subbed to Pablo's channel, Finn's channel, and everyone else's channel, I'll share your channel, no problem. Like I said, if you're watching this now, tomorrow, whenever, if you're not subbed to Finn's channel, he's 40 away from 800, and Pablo is very similar. But right, listen, I love you all. Right, we out. Talk to you later. Done.